This is part 4 of the Convoluted Universe by Dolores Cannon. So part 4 covers chapters 9 and 6, and we're mainly going to focus on chapter 9, because that's where I highlighted things. I read chapter 10, I loved it. If you identify as a star seed, I would definitely recommend reading just chapter 10 alone, because it talks about how star seeds like have this longing to go home. And in these regressions, there's these star seeds she meets, and they see their home world and they just remember and fall in love. And it's really, really awesome. But if you're brand new here, you're not really sure who I am or Dolores Cannon, okay. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found this video. My name is Joy D. Fanning. I'm the owner of Astronaut of Life. I generally make guided meditations as a certified meditation teacher, and I'm also about all things spiritual, convoluted, out there, super cool, right? Um, so that's kind of what we're doing. My second passion besides meditation is just simply stories. I mainly love fiction stories, and at some point I plan to like dive into fiction books because I have a huge passion about fiction, and I'm sure I'll talk about that later. But for now, we're sticking with Dolores Cannon, The Convoluted Universe, Book 1, which I've known about Dolores Cannon for a long time, several years now, but this is the first time I'm reading one of her books, and I'm digging it, man. I'm digging it. I'm not much of like a, sorry, there's people yelling outside. It's kind of distracting. I'm not much of like a nonfiction reader, if I'm being just plain honest here, but you know what? I'm like really digging it. So we're just gonna go right into it. So let me get my screen together because I'm not probably gonna edit this very much. So, like I said, we're mainly sticking with chapter 9, and I really dig chapter 9. To me, it had a lot of nice little nuggets of like wisdom. So let's just jump into these nuggets. So once again, if you're brand new, Dolores Cannon is a hypnotherapist. She she's since passed away, but she put people under in a trance like state. And the book is essentially the transcriptions from several of her sessions and the information that came forward in these sessions. So we're in chapter 9, and as you can see in these yellow things, I highlighted them. So this video should be pretty short. I'm just going to go through these nuggets I found in chapter 9. So I'm not really going to give the context, but let's just read this. By putting any kind of label on anything, we limit it. And right now, like, I'll just keep going. He's saying perhaps friend would be a better way of looking at him than guide, for he does not wish to direct us or guide us, but to assist us in any way that we ask. I just got a new kitty. If you hear her, I apologize. So she is also distracting me. Oh, there she is. Okay. I love this. Not putting a label on it, we limit it. That makes me think of the quote, and I'm gonna butcher it, just bear with me here, but like, the Tao that can be named is not the Tao. And ooh, that's talking about God. Everybody's got their own word for God. In Taoism, it's Tao. You know, it starts with a T. Like I said, I'm probably butchering it. I don't know all that fully, but that quote has always stuck with me because I feel like a lot of people, and even dare I say religions, put this box around God. And to me, that's like the last thing you should do. My opinion, as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, right? But like, why in the hell would you box in God? And I really think that's just such a human thing to label things. And that's why I highlighted this. You limit it when you label it. Now, we have to speak verbally. We're not all like, I can't think of that word. We don't have like telepathy, right? We're not all of us, so we can't all speak telepathically. But so we have to use our words, which means we do have to kind of label it in some form. But I just think this is a really good nugget. Let's go on to the next nugget. Oh, okay. This is the next nugget. Ooh, this is a good nugget. To me, it's talking about this can be used in so many different ways. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Like I said, I want to keep this one kind of short because it's been kind of long. So our vibrations are attracted to like vibrations. If, for example, a large percentage of our thoughts have been at a certain vibratory level, then we may be more easily attracted to a specific concentric ring. If, however, we have practiced projecting our thoughts and feelings and desires to all that is, which is like God, to the greatest power and love of the universe, he corrects, then we can, like a fish, slipping through water, transcend many, many levels because our thoughts are extremely powerful vibrations. Those extremely powerful vibrations are attracted to equally powerful vibrations, and we can definitely transcend many of these sticky levels. Okay. For me personally, why I highlighted that is we're talking about how the universe works. It can also talk about manifesting and why we repeat patterns. To me, this is just a nugget, man. What a good nugget. Also, if you are like totally digging these nuggets and you want to dive in deep and you like wish you were in this video with me or some shit, November 2nd at, I believe, 6 p.m. Central Time, I'm hosting just an online Zoom group for everybody to just talk about all this cool stuff. So I'd love to have you there, but let's get back into this. When we manifest, when we project our desires, our wants, and that's a whole other video on how to do that, how to word it, the mindset, whatever. But to me, it all comes down to the vibe, the energy that you are projecting. So I'm going to use a partner as an example because I feel like he manifested me. And when I realized he was trying to manifest me, even though I didn't know him yet, I manifested him back. Does that make sense? So he started it, I'll just say, and he put out, this desire, like, I know my soulmate is out there. I know I will find them. And I accept this. And that's what he was saying, these affirmations. And it worked. Like when my vibration was matching that of his, we connected. That's just a small example. A big impact, but it happens in everything in life. So just take this nugget how you want. To me, it can go so many directions. Cycles in our lives, like if we don't learn a lesson and we haven't like risen above that vibration of that lesson, we're doomed to repeat it, right? I've seen that in my life, sadly, quite a lot in my past. But as you get more aware and more mindful of your own patterns, you recognize them and you can more easily step out of them. And that's another just thing that this was talking about. So let's move on to the next highlighted. what Dolores and this entity are talking about now is, which we also talk about a lot in the spiritual community, is the people who are asleep and those who are awake. So it's become like I haven't been in America for too long now, but even before then, you hear the word woke a lot, right? Like, oh, are they woke? To me, this is kind of talking about that, but let's just read what this person said. So she's talking about, you said 99% asleep? We're asleep? Did you mean all humans? Of course, there are humans who have been able to have the realization through their thought, their loving intent, their actual belief and faith in the everlasting love light. There has been human beings on this planet who have definitely been able to transcend gross physical matter and not die, as you are familiar with. They have been called ascended masters, which is a term of some humor, for it just means they were able to transcend many of the sticky layers. It seems not possible to actually still in physical form on the planet and operating in the light simultaneously. So in order to actually reach this state, we must I'm butchering this, guys, sorry, off what is material and dense, and this has been accomplished by some human beings. It would be allowing each molecule of the human body to say, turn up the power. Each molecule would become fully light, and by turning on the light, vibration is sped up to a degree that the body, as well as the infinite consciousness, transcends this plane. So this is talking about what we knew as ascended masters and like what they actually did. And obviously there's not that many. So most of us in this context, even if we're woke, even if we're awakened, we're still not an ascended master, right? So in that essence, we're asleep. And I don't know if I highlighted it, but at some point in one of these chapters 9 or 10, it talks about to just view light as love and how it's all connected, and it's just to visualize it, to help us humans visualize it. Just think of everything glowing. Everything's made out of molecules break down to light. All light is love. So just imagine everything glowing, and if you just embrace that at the level of an ascended master, you literally turn into light, aka love. So that's what they're saying. I think for those of us that feel awakened, I would say, this is my own opinion here. I'd love to hear your opinion. This is an opinion, just kind of saying an opinion here. For me, for those of us that feel awakened, we're learning these things. Our minds are opening up to it. I don't know if we'll like turn our bodies into light and like transcend physical reality. That seems like a really badass thing, real big. Like you need to be freaking Buddha or like Jesus, right? But we're aware. So I don't know. To me, that means like we're on the right track. Like don't give up hope kind of thing. Okay, let's jump here. Okay. If you can allow your mind to accept the fact, oh, this is the thing I was talking about. Awesome. If you can actually allow your mind to accept the fact that truly every molecule of everything is light, and light is synonymous with love, you can bring this into your belief system and can then work with every atom of your physical being. You can turn up the power. You can let the light shine. By turning up the power, by turning on the light, by speeding up that vibration, you can actually disassemble your physical form. So I'm going to keep going because Dolores is like, well, dude, like, I don't know about doing all that. That seems like a lot to like get there in your mind. So she's like, well, what can we do to do that? What steps can we take? The information has, of course, been given, but it certainly bears repeating. If our mind is our greatest tool, and if we do wish to use it to its fullest capacity, then we wish to consciously connect with those in the realm of light. So we send out those vibrations. We consciously practice thinking on light, on expansiveness, beyond the stars. Don't think it ends somewhere and then there's something else. Just send it out like a satellite probe, just knowing that it will become what it is that we intend. Our intent is that incredibly strong lifeline that we can send out. It has been done in some disciplined and focused manner, however. It has to be done. My bad. There has to be continuity of some kind. So then she's like, well, what should we do every day? Like, oh, give me more details. Like, let's figure this out. Here's what they say. Consciously focus your thoughts on light. Not light just without, but light that radiates from every cell of your living body, from the planet herself, from each plant and animal, and from the very air and water themselves. Think that every single thing you come in contact with or ever think of is in essence made of light. At the core of light, at the very bottom line, is love. And love is a force much misunderstood by humans who put it into a very tiny, narrow little box. And you know what? We really do. I'll be real with you guys. Like right now on Netflix, I'm catching up on all this American stuff. And I'm just now watching like Love is Blind. And it's like very interesting to me. But I'm like, dude, this is so conditional. Like, these relationships would work if they were just coming with unconditional love. We humans really do box it in, man. Like, I can love you if, or we say we want to love them, but then when shit hits the fan, it turns into conditional love. And like, I think that's just how humans act a lot. And oh, I just freaking love this paragraphs, this teaching. I love these concepts of thinking of everything as light. All light is love. It's everywhere. We're surrounded in it. It's in us. That's all we really got to do. It's just daily meditate on this, be mindful of it, think about it, send out those vibrations, and just see what happens. And to me, that's all about living in the flow, man. Just embracing the love, feeling the love, all of that. Let me know what you think about that passage, because I'm just like, I'm talking like it's a Bible, but you know what I mean? I just think it's so good. So let's move to this one. Okay, this is about beliefs. I'm just going to read it. Belief is a very difficult term for even the human to really comprehend. What is belief? It's beyond what you think about something. It's what you think and feel and have that inner knowing about. But it's even bigger than that. It defies definition. It seems that beliefs are highways. We hold tight to these highways of belief. Our job as beings who are trying to become enlightened is to send out belief highways towards light, aka love. Beliefs are, and so it's so hard to articulate this literally, very strong thoughts. So beliefs are very strong thoughts. I don't know if you've ever changed a belief. I have. And really hard, actually. It was like, it changes everything. When you shift a belief, especially a very like belief you believed a long time, when that shifts, it shifts, it trickles into every aspect of your life. This is how strong our beliefs are. But I will say, once you make that initial shift in belief, and for example, for me, I grew up Protestant, Christian, evangelical Christian. And in my mid-20s, I began to question those beliefs, and it shifted things for me. The concept of sin changed. I saw it in a different way. Everything began to shift, and it affected my whole life. That was one of the biggest belief shifts I've ever had. And it, for a while, I was an atheist, and then I had another belief shift when I began meditating to help calm my anxiety, and then I began having like some really trippy experiences, and I was like, maybe atheism is wrong. Maybe there's something out there. How do I explain this? So when you have these big belief shifts, I mean, expect it to change, and it can be hard to get your mind to accept, especially they say as the older you get. So I think this is where the idea of keeping an open mind is. I'm at a place now in life where I feel and I want my beliefs to be moldable. I don't believe I'm right about everything. And I actually enjoy getting proven wrong about whatever belief I'm holding and questioning those beliefs. But ooh, took me a while to get there, you guys. So I'm really digging chapter 9. I think this is my favorite chapter out of all of them. Okay, we got one more. Ooh, yeah. We are all one together. The planet, us, the bird, the dog. There's no separation between anything. Just the difference in manifestation of form. And if people realize that, then we would have heaven on this planet. Mike, drop. People. Are you freaking kidding me? Let's read that again. We are all one together. The planet, us, the bird, the dog. There's no separation between anything. Just the difference in manifestation of form. And if people realize that, then we would have heaven on this planet. She goes on, I can't remember, I think it's later in chapter 9, how all the seven, I believe 7 main religions on Earth all have the golden rule. Just treat others how you freaking want to be treated, man. Like, just freaking love each other. Right? I'm a reflection of you, you're a reflection of me. We're all the freaking same. Even my little kitty down here. Even the doggies outside. The birdies in the air. It's all the same. It's all connected. We're all from the same freaking source, aka God, aka love, unconditional. And I believe that. I think beliefs. But think about that. If everybody treated everyone else how they wanted to be treated, and we're all operating out of unconditional love, we would have heaven on earth. We legit would. And at some point, I'm going to write a novel about that, because I just think that concept is beautiful and I just love it. But I'm going to stop there. Like I said, the next chapter goes more, it's really cool. read it. I would totally suggest reading this whole book. But I really suggest, I love chapter 9. Chapter 10 was amazing. Like I said, it talks about more about star seeds and how not everybody has past lives here on Earth. Some people have past lives on different planets or dimensions, and there's a reason they're here on Earth. There's a reason they're struggling with living on Earth, or maybe in this dense of a dimension reality. So if you resonate with like not feeling like Earth is home or things like that, then chapter 10 would be a good one for you. So once again, I think I have like a few more chapters to read to finish this book. I'm going to do my best to whiz through them, but I'm not the fastest reader, but I'm going to do it anyway. And when I'm done, I'll make a video. But November 2nd, which is this coming week, 6 p.m. Central, you guys, go to my website. The link's down below. I'd love to have you join us where we just talk and discuss this book and the topics that are brought up. I'm going to write out like a format so it's not just like everybody blah, 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 blah. But I would love to have you there. I got a bunch of other events going on. Please check out my website. They're all there. Love to have you. I'm really interested in these topics, and I really want to hear what other people have to say and just create a space for us to talk about them. So, excuse me, if that's something you'd want to do, you want to join, come on down. I'd love to have you. Blessings to you all. Namaste.